The Celtic Forever podcast is a zero advert and zero profit channel. The channel also includes Celtic highlights and player interviews, so join the uninterrupted fun and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. I am Xander. I have John with me here tonight, this fine Sunday night, to talk about Celtic 3, the Rangers 1, Celtic into yet another final. Brilliant display by Celtic, apart from maybe 20 minutes in this one, but apart from that 20 minutes we were absolutely brilliant. Let's bring in John. How are you feeling this fine Sunday night, John? How's things?
It's a fine Sunday night, isn't it? A brilliant day for Celtic. Really enjoyed that. Of course, Celtic could have finished them off in the first half, but you're very wasteful in front of goal, but still managing to bang in 3 cracking goals.
Brilliant, John. It was absolutely brilliant. And I think Neil Lennon said, playing against 10 men can sometimes be more difficult. And it was like that for a wee 20-minute period, maybe a wee 25-minute period, John. Fair play to them. They made a game of it, to be fair to them. But, the class and the style shows through in the end, John. It always shines through in the end. And let's get into it then, John. Let's get into the game.
Competition, by the way, we'll go for competition first, Sander. Nobody got it right. I was just checking all the comments there. Nobody got the 1-1.
Nobody got 1-1 in the 3-point competition. 3 points for a correct score for every Celtic game. Nobody got it right this week. Nobody said 1-1. Right, fair enough, John. Thanks for checking that for us. We'll do the competition for the European game in midweek on Wednesday night, folks, because we're not going to be coming on Monday. Right, John, let's get into it then. The atmosphere, as I was saying there, John, the atmosphere in this game at the start, all I heard was Rangers supporters. I think the BBC and the Premier Sports had their microphones right up at the Rangers end there, John. Couldn't hear the Celtic fans because they had the microphones at the Rangers end. But, they were making some noise. They were obviously feeling confident ahead of this one.
I don't know if they were feeling confident or if the microphones
It sounded like they were. It sounded as though they were feeling confident.
It always sounds like that with them, though. The sense of entitlement you get after their fans. And they weren't confident when that third one scudded into the back of the net.
I like the phrase, he's scudded. Yeah, we'll get to that, John. Let's quickly build up to the goals. But Celtic came out the traps fast in this one, John, didn't they? They came out very sharp, very hungry. The players looked very hungry. I think Martin O'Neill was, brought that hunger back to the team. I think that the players were absolutely fantastic the first 15 minutes in this one, John. No mistakes. That's what I liked about the start of this one. The last few games, John, we've been passing the ball directly out the park. We've been passing the ball directly to opposite players. None of that in the first half hour of this game that I saw.
No, I thought Celtic were fantastic the whole first half. I thought they were outstanding. And the longer the game went on as well, they started to grow more and more into it. And they got to the stage Celtic were totally dominating it. But the first half performance was, outstanding.
Yeah, and then we do go in front, John, in this one. We go in front and it's disallowed for a very marginal offside. You can draw these red lines as far back as you want, but for me, it looked dead level to me, John, that one. I think that looked level to me, at least, because to me, it looked onside, and it's a ricochet between two of their defenders and it ends up in the back of the net. But, of course, you've got your man Dallas on the VAR there, John, who had an absolute shocker in this game, to be honest with you. We'll get to him a wee bit later on. But marginally offside, possibly, John. But for me, it looked level.
It looked level to me as well. And then you see that line drawn across the screen. Like, you take that with a pinch of salt, that kind of line. You're seeing it from one angle. To me, it looked onside. It looked right on line, and if he's in line, he's onside. And it looked right on line to me. I'm not buying this stupid line across the park from one angle. That doesn't sell it for me.
Yeah, and the line looked further behind the actual players, John. The line looked far. I mean, maybe I'm just being biased, but for me, it looked level anyway. But it didn't count anyway, John. Didn't count. And we moved on in this one, and we still, dominated as you say, John, the whole of the first half. It was brilliant to watch. And we finally go ahead, John. We finally get that goal to go ahead. And it's a bullet header from your man, Johnny Kenny, John. Now, we had a wee word about Johnny Kenny a few weeks ago. He had his 3 starts, John. He didn't score a goal. We said he was not firing up front, but he certainly shut me up over the last 2 games, John, with a double against Falkirk and now a goal in the Glasgow Derby to put us ahead. And what a header it was. Great corner by Ingles. Brilliant corner. Straight to the big man's head and a bullet header past the butt man, John. No chance with that one. Great goal. 1-0 Celtic.
Fantastic header. And the good thing was, wee Ratskin, who's normally out jumping Celtic players, he got out jumped by Johnny Kenny for that one. So he's got a wee bit of height about him. He's good in there, Johnny Kenny. I mean, I've not slated him, but I've just said a few times he's either not ready for Celtic or needs to be loaned out or whatever. But look, the last couple of games since Martin O'Neill came in, he's been unbelievable. Johnny Kenny puts in a shift as well. He tries and tries and tries every minute he's on that park. And did you see the big, ugly, angry bear giving Johnny Kenny abuse after he scored? And then our husband joined in.
I'll look out for that one. I've not seen that. I was probably still celebrating at that point. I missed that. But I did see a few bears in the background very angry. Did you see the one behind Martin O'Neill in the crowd, John? The one standing behind Martin O'Neill? A female, shall we say? I don't know if it wasn't a female, but potentially a female dancing and singing when it was still 1-0 to Celtic at this point, by the way. And they were still dancing and singing. I don't know what that was all about. But did you see that one?
No, I need to watch the whole game again, actually. I'll see if it's on replay somewhere. Watch it back again to see all the wee things like that, because I missed that. Unless Celtic score a goal, I kind of have a wee look at the crowd to see what the reaction is. And like I say, it's a big monster, and her husband joined in. Giving Johnny Kenny abuse. But no, I'll look out for that. I'll try and find a rerun of the match. It's always good when the camera pans around their fans when they're sick.
Yeah, well, I've started to make my videos for today's game, John, so I'll send you a wee clip of that in case you don't catch it. Anyway, let's get back into the game. Celtic were good, John. I know they had that wee spell when they got sent down to 10 men. They had that wee 25-minute spell, and they sort of took her foot off the gas, didn't we? Let's talk about the red card. An absolute assault by Aasgaard, whatever his name is, on
Aasgaard.
on Ralston, John. Ralston, who was absolutely outstanding in this game. I mean, what a performance by Tony Ralston. And he's brave here as well, John. He doesn't get out the road of this. He stands and takes his medicine. And by the way, Aasgaard had time to pull out of this one. They're saying on the TV and the radio, John, that Aasgaard, he never knew he was on the turn, he was on the spin. He didn't know, but it's still high and it's a red card. No, he had time to pull out of that one, John. He absolutely had time to pull out of that. And he falls right through, and that could have been a hell of a lot worse for Ralston. It could have landed in a more sensitive area, shall we say, John. But studs right down the thigh. 100% red card. Well done, the referee. I mean, you couldn't really miss that one, I suppose. But Dallas couldn't overturn that one, could he?
No chance. I mean, I heard Alan Hutton try to defend it. He's no meant it. How's he not? Did you see Ralston's leg and shorts all ripped and the big scrapes all down his leg? What's this guy? What an utter balloon that guy is, by the way, Hutton. Although, to be honest, to be fair to him as well, he does seem to give a kind of fair kind of mark up of the game as well at the same time. But he does say some really stupid things.
Yeah, the colours always shine through in the end, John. But see, to be fair, the Premier Sports team there, I think it was Alan Hutton, Stephen Davis, Big Charlie Mulgrew, and Neil Lenny. I think they're good on Premier Sports, John. See this Alan McCoist and Chris Boyd and people like that, John. I just can't watch it. I have to try. I'd rather watch it on a foreign channel, to be honest with you, and no understand what they're saying than listen to the absolute roasters, John. So the Premier Sports team are okay, actually. I don't mind them one bit. So a red card, John, 100% a red card. Dallas kind of turned that one around. But that's when they started coming into the game, John. Once they got sent down to 10 men. They had a few chances. That big guy up front that cost them £8 million apparently. Don't believe it for a minute, to be honest with you. But I can't even remember the guy's name. But what a sitter he missed. And then had another couple of chances once they got sent down to 10 men, John. So they had more chances when it was 11 against 10 rather than 11 against 11.
I thought they came into the game at 10 men, to be honest with you. It did have me worried for a few moments because they did create a few chances. And luckily it felt with a big striker. I can't mind his name. I'm just checking that. But they paid £8 million for him, is that right? It's no Camillus, is it? He's a defender, isn't he?
Defender, no.
I'm just checking that now, but it doesn't matter anyway. But they started coming into the game with 10 men, which is, we've seen that before with Celtic, Xander. Struggling. No struggling, but finding it harder to cope against the 10 men than they did with 11, because when it was 11 against 11, Celtic totally dominated them.
Absolutely. Total domination. And that's all down to Martin and we fair play to be Sean Maloney as well. He was doing the team talks, wasn't he?
Aye, I was Shermitty, by the way. Is it
Shermitty?
Aye.
Is that right? Okay. What a miss that was anyway.
Walter Shermitty.
Total Shermitty. Right, anyway, John.
He is, to be honest, he is a bit Shermitty, isn't he?
Right, okay, very Shermitty. The penalty. I mean, here we go again. Rangers get a penalty against Celtic. I am shocked, honest to God. You know, Dallas on that VAR. You got Tony Ralston putting his body on the line to stop a shot going in on Kasper Schmeichel, and he does the job well, and his arms are... Right, when you're diving to block a shot, John, where have you meant to put your arms if they're not by your side? Where else can you put them?
Look, to me, he's impeded by the Rangers player anyway. He's shoved, and he's on his way down, with his arms at his side, and a shot gets volleyed against him. There's nothing, he's back to it and everything. It's not a penalty. I don't care what anybody says. I was watching Radio Clyde earlier, and the wee comments are going up. What an absolute disgrace that show was, by the way. Full of Rangers supporters on the panel. What's that all about on Derby Day? And they all think the referees cheated them and all that stuff. With they don't think it was a red card and all that stuff. It was a definite penalty. Of course, they're going to say that. If that was good against their team, there'd be uproar in the Scottish press. Trust me. There's no way on earth that's a penalty. And every pundit agreed. His arms by his side. He's been barsed by a Rangers player into the bargain. He's got his back to the ball. He's on his way down with his arms by his side, ready to take the full brunt of his face into the turf. And he gets a penalty against him for that. That's 20 years. What's his name? Dallas on the VAR. Dallas. He hasn't even looked at it more than once. He's went, oh, it's happened, it's a penalty. It's as simple as that. That guy isn't doing his job properly. He should be sacked. That's never a penalty in a million years.
Yeah, it was quite disgusting, John. But I sort of knew at the same time because I knew who was on the VAR. And when you've got that kind of, wee bigot on the VAR, John, then you've absolutely no chance. But but what his dad done with the emails that he sent anti-Catholic emails, John. And if anyway, John, I don't want to go into that. To be honest, it's too much of a celebration to go into things like that. Let's stick to the football.
But just to sum it up, we were cheated there. That's not a penalty. We've just won that game 3-1 very convincingly. And normally I'd be talking about all the good things. Well, I'm talking about the good things as well. But just to show it's no sour grapes, that guy Dallas is nothing but a dirty cheat.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to mention it, John, if we lost today. Let's put it that way. So you're right. So let's mention it because we've won the game.
And by the way, to add to their penalty, did you see other fans run on the park after it and all that stuff?
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Yeah, John, that's breaking the barriers down. Yeah, breaking the barriers down onto the park. Absolutely disgrace, all in vain, I might add. That just makes it all the sweeter, John.
Oh, it was beautiful. I mean, as soon as I seen that, I'm thinking, look, they've got 10 men. There's all this time to go, and they're running about like they've won the World Cup. Running on the park and all that stuff. I was surprised they didn't do a Wembley special, sitting on the crossbar, bringing the goals down. And their team are absolute guff, by the way, to be honest with you. Watching them, they're absolute guff. They look better with 10 men, to be honest with you, but I didn't see much of a threat the other day.
No, well, you know, Celtic are back to what we know, what we love. John Martin's drilled the competitiveness back into the players, John. Let's be honest, that's exactly what's happened here. But no, I was going to mention something there, John, about fair play to Premier Sports as well, by the way, because they're not like Clyde One, John. They're not like the BBC with their panel of Rangers supporters, John. They've got it split down the middle. 2 Celtic sort of a men and 2 Rangers sort of a men, sort of a Rangers associated and Celtic associated pundits, John. So fair play to them. I just like it. I just think it's more professional on Premier Sports. So well done to them. And that Clyde One, John, I've stopped listening. I went back to listening to that for a wee while there, a couple of weeks there, but I'm finished with it again, John. It's pathetic. Every time you switch that on, it's Rangers radio. And it's back to Ralston, John, in this penalty, actually. So what Ralston has to do to avoid a penalty there is tuck his arms in his t-shirt. So he's got no arms. That's the only way we're not going to give a penalty given against us.
That's it. I mean, what else can he do? What else can Ralston do there? And just to add insult to injury, he's ready to take the full force of his face hitting the turf, like I says. That's how much his arms were tucked by his side. And he's got his back to it. And he's been shoved by a Rangers player into the bargain. Stonewall penalty, says Andrew Dallas on the VAR. The guy's an utter disgrace.
Yeah. All right, John. Okay, so they get their goal, didn't they? They do get their goal. They're back in at 1 each. But, you know, they do have a couple of wee flurries forwards with their 10 men. And fair play, they didn't lie down. They did come at Celtic a couple of times. But, as I say, Celtic just had quality all over the park, John. We're going to get through the individual players very, very soon, because some of the performances were outstanding, if not all of the performances. But, John, we do take the lead again, and it's Callum McGregor, the captain. And John, what a hit from Callum McGregor. I just love him. I love him to bits, John. And the power, that ball must have been travelling about 100 mile an hour. I don't know, John. It's so powerful. It was right at the keeper, but there's so much power in it. It goes through his arms, John. What a hit from Captain Callum McGregor, a fantastic serial winner, John, to put us in the lead again, 2-1 to Celtic.
Aye, he almost took Butland's fingertips into the back of the net of him. There's no keeper stopping that with the power that was on it. The ball's moving all over the place. No goalkeeper stopping that one. There's too much, but by the time Butland sees it, it's far too late. There's that much pace on it. And I'm watching Callum McGregor hanging about outside the box in the build-up to that. A couple of times he could have been given the ball. And I think it was Hatate that avoided giving it. Was it Hatate? I can't remember who it was. But there was a couple of instances where he could have received it and he never got it. And then eventually does get it. I'm like, hit it. And I'm honestly, that's what I'm saying. Hit it now, because I know he's got a shot in him. And he hits it, and it's absolutely outstanding. The Rangers fans are in tears at this point. The players are down on their knees. I think they know there's no coming back after that. Outstanding.
Absolutely tremendous hit. What a hit from the captain. And he celebrates, John. He celebrates like we've actually won the cup there. And fair play to him. You can understand why, with everything that's been going on at Celtic over the last week. And we can all take a deep breath, John, because it has been a bit of a roller coaster this week.
It has been a roller coaster, and look, you've got to give big marks to Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney, the dynamic duo there. What a job they're doing at Celtic in the interim position. But you think they should be offered the job at least up until Christmas, Xander?
You've definitely got offered the job, that's a guarantee, John, but will he take it? I think he's a good age, Martin, now, isn't he? 73-year-old. But there's older managers than Martin O'Neill out there, John. You know, there's managers all over the place in Italy, etc., John, and Spain, a fair old age. I know clubs like to go with the young, dynamic managers nowadays, but if Martin O'Neill's doing a job, you've got to give him it.
Doing a fantastic job. Look, compared to what we had with Brendan Rodgers, I'm no disrespecting Brendan, like I says previously. I won't say anything bad about him until I hear his side of the story. But I'm judging by the way that Brendan had Celtic played in the last couple of months. It was so boring. It was backwards and sideways, and the Celtic fans are getting frustrated with it. Martin O'Neill's brought that direct style back. Totally direct. And 10 out of 10 for Martin and wee Sean Maloney there. What a job they're doing. And I would like to see them staying until at least Christmas.
Yeah, give him to the cup final at least. He got us there, John. He deserves his chance to get to win a trophy at least, and then maybe we can see what happens there. But Hearts, watch out. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. You can celebrate your wee 4-0 wins against Diddy teams all you want. We are coming for you, and it's Parkhead next for you. So be aware. Be very aware. Right, John, back to this game. Right. I listened to the BBC at half time, John, right? I listened to the BBC opinions on this trusty lash out at Butland just before half time. Now, this idiot, this total walloper of the week, Billy Dodds, honest to goodness, Billy Dodds, get off the radio, please. According to Billy Dodds, Trusty has raked his studs down Butland's face. All I saw, John, was a tickle. No, even a tickle. No contact. Zero contact. I saw zero contact. And they're screaming for a red card for Trusty. Yeah, he shouldn't have gone in anywhere near the goalkeeper, considering he's got the ball in his hands. Yes, stay away from him. You don't need to make your mark on the goalkeeper. Just stay away from him and don't give the referee a decision to make. Got booked for it anyway. But John, raking studs down his face, what do you think of that comment for that idiot Dodds?
I don't listen to BBC's, but if you're saying that Dodds says that, what an absolute clown. He never even contacted with Butland. And I'm the same as you. I'm looking at that on the replay. I didn't see it in actual time, but when I seen it on the replay, I'm thinking, what are you thinking about this? This is going to go to VAR and you're going to get sent off. Because obviously you get another walloper of the week on the VAR, Andrew Dallas. I'm very surprised that it never get turned into a red card, that one, to be honest with you. But look, he doesn't even make contact with Butland at the end of the day, so if he's shouting about studs getting raked down the face, they need to get rid of him as well off any platform, because that's just an absolute clown. Yeah,
from Rangers FC to the BBC, John. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It really is. Right, John. Okay, another couple of wee chances. Hatate had a clear one over the bar. Should have done better there. He done well when he came on. Osmand came on as well. He had another chance straight at the goalkeeper. He should have done better as well. But he's just a young kid, isn't he? Osmand. He should have done better. Should have put his 3-1 up at that point, actually. But he does eventually put his 3-1 up, John. What a ball from Kieran Tierney, John. What an assist from our left back, Scottish internationalist Kieran Tierney. What a cross, John. I've never seen a cross like it, and it's pinpoint to the young boy's toe. Makes a great run, actually, to beat the offside trap. Smashes it into the net, John, just like Nygren should have done last week against Hearts, but he didn't. This young boy does. He smashes it into the net and just gives us all that sense of relief and joy, John. 3-1 to Celtic.
Aye, look, 10 minutes to go at that point, wasn't it? 11 minutes, game over. Like you say, great assist from Kieran Tierney, right onto the boy's toe. He's not going to miss for there. He's only 4 or 5 yards out, smashes it into the net. And watching his interview after the game, best day of his life, he said, that boy. So happy for him getting a goal. The boy couldn't take a smile off his face in his wee interview after it as well. He was standing behind, was it? I can't remember who the interviewers were. Was it McGregor and Trusty that was getting interviewed at the end? And Callum was standing behind him waiting to come in. He's going to take a smile off the boy's face. So happy for him, Xander. So happy for him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, he's a player. John, this boy is a player. Because although he missed his one chance, he scored his second chance, and he's very brave. But we're going to get into the players, John, in a very, very short space of time. But John, that was it. The Rangers fans, the usual. The Celtic chants were brilliant at this point, walking away the Rangers way, and that's exactly what they did. They walked away. The stadium was empty with 10 minutes to go at their end. And the Celtic fans singing Danny, Danny Roll. Absolutely brilliant, John. The Celtic fans, just tremendous.
I wish I could say the same thing about the Rangers fans with their filthy songs, by the way. I forgot to bring that up. The sectarian filth and bile that was coming out of their stand, their end of the stadium, telling us all to go home and all that. The famine's over, why don't you go home? See if that was any other race they were singing that against. It but all over the national news, telling a race of people to go home. Just absolutely disgusting. Of course, the usual ones, the other nice wee Christmas songs that they bring out. 3 or 4 filthy sectarian bigot songs that I thought we'd seen the end of, but it's accepted. You know, just accept it in this country. It's unbelievable they're getting away with it.
Yeah, that's the British press, John. That should be making headlines. These chants and what they're singing about should be making headlines, John. But it's never going to change, I'm afraid, John. We can only bring it up on this podcast. I don't know if it's brought up anywhere else, to be honest with you. But no, it's that's just them. That's them all over the back, John. That's Rangers Football Club for you and their supporters. The Rangers Football Club. That is right, John. Yeah, Celtic fans outstanding, John. What did you think of the Danny Rowe song? I was killing myself laughing at that one.
I was laughing at everything the Celtic fans sing, because the Celtic fans can do it without being sectarian and have a laugh. They've got humour. Rangers fans, all they've got is bigotry, hatred, bigotry. They're disgusting, to be honest with you. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2. This was thousands of them singing it. I'm not saying every single one of them were singing it, but the majority of them were singing these songs like that. It's just disgusting. And the Celtic fans, like you say, they just retort with a bit of humour.
Yeah, a bit of humour. And that's Celtic. And just love the club, love the fans, love everything about Celtic. Win, lose or draw, John. Right, I wanted to have a wee quick word on the... What was I going to have a wee quick word on? I forget what I was going to say because my car's just went into total darkness. No, I was going to have a wee quick word on the Gassam. Is that his name, Gassama? I don't even know the guy's name. I think it's
bogus gas man.
The bogus gas man, John Gassama. What an absolute cheat. What an absolute piece of filth, John, what he did there when Celtic put the ball out for a player to get treatment. Can't even remember if it was a Rangers player or a Celtic player. I'm not sure. I think it was a Celtic player, wasn't it?
It was Big Trusty.
Yeah.
Big Trusty's under.
Yeah, and Celtic player puts it out. The Rangers player throws the ball down the line and Gassama runs after it and tries to score a goal from it, John. No, this guy should be... And he actually nearly gets in on goal, John, actually, wasn't he, for a good bit of defending and the fact that he's so poor. If he would have scored there, John, it would have stood. An absolute disgrace to the game of football, John. An absolute disgrace. And do I know something, John? I'd be proud of Rangers Football Club if they banned that guy a month's wages, but that's never going to happen, is it?
No, that's never going to happen. They'll love that. They'll love that. Well done in doing that, by the way. That was great. I'm glad you done that. That shows them we're taking no nonsense. That's their attitude towards that. The right thing to do there is a Rangers player throws it back to a Celtic defender. That's the correct thing to do. But no, they throw it right to one of their own players. And it's disgusting, isn't it? Where's the sportsmanship? Where's the integrity? They're just an absolute disgrace, Sander. Honestly, I'm not saying other players. What happened there with that, it leaves a horrible taste in your mouth. That's poor. That's really bad. Yeah.
We'll wait and see what happens with that, John. But nothing's going to happen, let's be honest. It's filthy, John. It's not the game of football. There's no fair play there. There's no sportsmanship. There's absolutely nothing but total nastiness and cheating. Actual cheating. Full-blown cheating, John. Anyway, let's get into the individual players then, John. And this is going to be good to talk about this because some of our boys were just 10 out of 10 performances, John. You can give your score, and we'll not do it against the BBC this week. We'll do it against me, and we'll start with Kasper Schmeichel and goal. John, how did you think the big man performed today?
I thought he was outstanding. I thought the big man was absolutely outstanding. His distribution and his saves that he pulled off, nothing to try. He nearly got the penalty. He nearly got there. No good enough though. But I'm only kidding. I think the big man had an outstanding game. He'll get an 8.5 for me.
8.5. Did you see Tavernier's golf swing when he scored the penalty? That's the only thing the guy's ever been able to do is score a penalty. And by the way, I don't understand why these goalkeepers can't read his penalties by now. But that's another story for another day. It's a party day today for us, John. Yeah, golf swings for nothing, you clown. Back home with you. Right, John. These wee things annoy me. Yeah, 8 out of 10 for Casper for me. Didn't actually have much to do apart from pick the ball out of the net, let's be honest. Caught a couple of high balls, didn't he? And by the way, John, how refreshing was it to see Celtic playing a few long balls for a change? I just loved it. It just puts them under direct pressure, John, from a long ball. And with the young man Kenny up front who was holding the ball up brilliantly. It's just good to see Celtic mixing up a wee bit, John, playing a few long balls.
Absolutely it is. And Casper had a couple of crank saves as well, by the way. Don't forget that. He had that 1-on-1. He saved that with his feet and all that. I thought he had a great game, Casper. But it's refreshing to see Celtic with the long balls direct. That's what we like to see, because for some reason they seem to be confident in punting these long balls up to Johnny Kenny. And he manages quite well to cope with Johnny Kenny. He's doing a great job up there right now.
Brilliant. You know, his first 3 games done nothing. In the last 2 games, he's just, since Martin O'Neill's came in, John, he's just turned his full career around. It's just hope it lasts for a long, long time. Right, John, let's get into the defence then. We'll start with Tony Ralston, John, on the right back. No, let's start with Sriracha, John. Let's start with him, because Tony was one of the best players in the park. And we'll get to him in a wee minute. But Sriracha, John, came off. Don't know if he picked up a knock or not, because I thought he was playing absolutely brilliant. Rangers players want to get any joy out of him whatsoever, actually. Sriracha, John, what's your markers out of 10 for him?
I never really put a foot wrong, Sriracha. He was bombing up and down that line again. He never lasted the full 90 minutes, of course. So just for that reason, he never lasted the full 90 minutes. His performance was more or less flawless. 8 for Sriracha.
Yeah, I agree. 8.5 for me. I'll give him a wee bit more just because we won. It's allowed because we won. Right, 7.5, John. What a pairing that we've got here. Big Liam Scales, we'll start with him. What a colossus. I think I've heard you call him in the past, John, a colossus. And that's a perfect and apt description for Liam Scales against the Rangers today, John. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. But what did you think, John?
That tackle when he get back, and he actually kicked it off the Rangers player and they got a corner for it. Was that not the one they got the penalty from?
I'm not sure, John, actually, because, do you know, that's the one part of the game I missed. I had to move my car, John, when they got the penalty. And I actually missed the build up to that, so apologies for that. I'm not sure if that's where they got the, maybe it was, John.
I can't remember exactly. My head's all over the place after a big derby game. Some people like to call it Old Firm. I don't know who that is, but Liam Scales, what can you say about him? He put that tackle in as well, and he was winning absolutely everything in there. Aye, and again, I'll use that term, colossus. He gets a 9.5 for me, Xander.
Yeah. I was going to give a 10. Is anybody ever worthy of a 10? You know, there was chances for the Rangers in this one. I'll give him a 9.5 as well then, John. And that tackle you're talking about, the one that gets back with the 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, gets back and gets the tackle, and never a corner kick either, John. Totally agree with that. Just what a defender the big man is. So 9.5. Big trusty, John. He's only came back from injury, but what a performance he put in. I didn't see him in midweek against Falkirk, but I saw him today, and that was just as good as anything Big Carter Vickers gives us, John. Won absolutely every header in the air. Apart from his wee stramash with their goalkeeper, John, he's getting a high score from me. But what do you think, buddy?
Well, he put in a similar performance against Falkirk. I says that to you during the week. His performance against Falkirk was absolutely outstanding. I think Sriracha might have just pipped him to man of the match against Falkirk. But today, him and Liam Scales together, what a pairing. and the big man filled me with confidence today, watching him playing against the Rangers. And that wee incident aside, I thought that was really stupid, although he never made contact, but he could have risked his going to 10 men. And for that reason, I'm going to give him also a 9.5, or he would have got a 10 if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, just because his fitness at the end as well, John. But that's a grueling 120 minutes, John. You can only expect him to go down with cramp and things like that. And the Celtic players get passing the ball to him and all, and he was knackered. But yeah, 9 for me. 9. Brilliant. Absolutely stunning performance. Right, let's get into the midfield. Callum, McGregor.
Tony Ralston.
Ralston, yeah. I mean, I wanted to leave him to the end of the defence, John. Well remembered. Yeah, what can you say about the big man? In the wars, wasn't he? The big man was in the wars. But some of his cross-field passing, John, was pinpoint. You know, you had Tavernier of his golf club, but I think it was Ralston that had the golf club, John, with the passes. Beautiful. What a performance for Ralston. Love it, my bits. But what's your score for him, John?
Again, another defender that was outstanding, and it says a lot that Sriracha, for me, is the lowest scoring defender because he had an outstanding game, I thought, Sriracha, and I gave him an 8.5. Anthony Ralston, I'm going to put him up there beside Scales and Trusty, 9.5.
Yeah, fair play, John. 9 for me. And that's another thing they were asking for on that BBC, John. Absolutely disgusting, this channel, it really is. They need to change their panel, they really do. It's too biased, John. It's too biased. It's too one-sided. They were wanting Ralston sent off. They were actually wanting Ralston sent off for that penalty because he'd already been booked. I mean, what on earth? Why these guys are getting paid? They're getting paid by licence payers' money, John. These people are getting paid by Celtic supporter licence payers' money, and these guys are wanting Ralston sent off. Absolutely no knowledge of the game of football whatsoever.
No, it isn't even a penalty. It's nowhere near a penalty. They get a free penalty, a free pass back into the game. What is it they're complaining about? They got their penalty, and Rangers players are running about waving cards and all that, dummy cards and all that as well. You got your free penalty. It's not even a penalty. What are you complaining about? You get a wee bit of false hope letting you back into the game with a snidey penalty that was never a penalty. Let it go.
Yeah. We're going to start a new competition, folks. Rangers penalty bingo. If whoever's the closest to the minute Rangers get their penalty wins the fantastic prize. No, I'm not kidding. But we should do something like that, John, shouldn't we? Unbelievable. Penalty every week.
Nah, I don't do any competitions with him. There'll be a winner every week, right enough.
Yeah, that's it, John. Every single week. Right, John. We done Ralston, didn't we? Into the midfield. Did I give a score for Ralston, John? I can't even remember. I'll give him a 9 anyway. I'll give him a 9.
I think you did.
Yeah, okay. Right, John. Callum McGregor. What a player. What a captain. What a serial winner. And he puts his foot down on the Rangers next today, John. What a performance by the captain. Driving at Rangers. You know, it's just an outstanding footballer, John. What's your score for him?
He looked a wee bit vulnerable in a couple of moments in the game. He gave the ball away cheaply and that. But you've got to remember the position of the park that he plays in, where it's crammed with players. You know, it's one of the most difficult areas on the park to play where Callum plays. So you've got to expect things like that. That aside, an outstanding performance from Callum. I thought it was unbelievably brilliant today. In the centre of the park. I'm going to give him a 9, Xander. A straight 9. Yeah,
fair play, John. I'm going to give him the 9.5, John. I don't ever give anybody a 10, right? So we'll see if that changes as we move on. Army Engels, John. He seems to be getting a wee bit better, a wee bit more steady. He's done okay, didn't do anything wrong. I don't know. It's a tough one, but what do you think, John? What's your score for Arne Engels?
Callum McGregor's goal, by the way, just what a way to shut the bigots up. What a way to shut them up. I'm sure they were singing a song about something about no defenders or something like that. The cry was no defenders, something like that anyway.
Yeah.
Callum steps up with that. You're right enough. There isn't any defenders. Bang.
The cry would get up the road, stupid. That was the cry.
The cry was your steak pie will be ready early.
Aye, that's it. Aye.
Anyway,
just make sure you look up the cat.
Aye. You're not talking about Butland when you say the cat, are you?
The cat, no. Although he did play well today, actually kept us out quite a few times, didn't he? Right, John. Who did we get to there? Engels. Yeah, what do you think, buddy?
Arnie Engels whipped in a great corner for the goal as well. His set pieces were quite good. Without being one of the players that stood out, he was all right. Better than normal for Arnie Engels. He gets a 7.
I'm giving him an 8, John. I thought he was good. I thought his corner, apart, there was one corner went right at the park I was annoyed about.
Aye, he was good. I'm not saying he was bad, but he was. 7's a good score, Sander.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember what he's up against. These boys that battled like warriors and fought for everything. Arnie was good. He just wasn't quite on that level, but he was good. I think a 7's quite fair for him. Yeah,
the longer Martin's there, I think the better he'll become, John. Right, Nygren. I can't really remember much about Nygren in the game. I know he scored the goal, didn't he? And it was disallowed. Well, he didn't score the goal. He hit the shot that deflected and went into the net. So his celebrations were short-lived, but he's just a brilliant player, Nygren. But the same level as maybe Arna the day, John. What did you think? What was your score for him?
I was going to say that. I'm giving him a similar score to Arnie. I just think Nygren, he's still got more he can offer. He is a good player. He's got more he can offer. He was unlucky with the offside. Well, wasn't unlucky, probably cheated. But I'll give him a 7 as well, Xander. He had a good game, but no quite up there with the big guns.
Yeah, 7 for me as well, actually, John. Okay, we'll move on to the forward line then. We'll start with Tenecte on the left-hand side. I think when Tenecte comes off in a game, John, he seems to come off every 70 minutes or so, doesn't he? It takes us a wee 10 minutes to get back into the game. I thought that was the case today as well. I thought he came off, we weren't quite the same. What did you think Tenecte's performance, John? He's not quite that dazzling player that we've saw since he came to Celtic, but a decent performance again.
It was okay. Yeah. Wasn't outstanding again. He never did anything. I thought that was outstanding, but he was getting forward. He was trying to be direct and get into the box constantly. Wanted some corner kicks and stuff. Good performance from the wee man. Could have been done better in a couple of situations with his shooting and stuff. I'll give him a 7, Sander.
Okay, no, I'll give him a 7.5, John. He's a good wee player. Just his decision making needs to improve. Some of his decisions are very good, and sometimes he needs to improve. But he's just a young lad as well, isn't he? So 7.5 for the wee man. Then over the other side, we had Dyson on the right hand side, didn't we? What did you think?
Love Dyson Maeda. He's chasing back today. He was back to himself again today, Dyson. And he also, when Big Anthony Ralston get crippled, Dyson was right up there in Aasgaard's face, wasn't he? Shoving him and all that stuff. He ran, he sprinted there to do that to him. Well done, Dyson. That's good to see. Hunger, attitude. He was right there, Dyson. So fair play to him. 8 for Dyson.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's tough, isn't it, when we've played so well? Don't I give him too low a score? 7.5 for Dyson for me, John. Brilliant. Just love him. Love it to bits. Right, and your man up front, John, Big Johnny Kenny. He's getting better and better. I just hope Martin O'Neill hangs around for a wee while, because he seems to be getting the most out of Johnny Kenny, and he's now got his first Glasgow Derby goal, John. But what was your score for the big man?
I thought he was really good, Johnny Kenny. I think he terrorised their defenders. Just an outstanding performance from Johnny Kenny, young guy as well. I'm going to give him a 9, Xander. I thought it was outstanding. What a finish as well.
Aye, long may that continue, John. That kind of performance, that level of performance, we want that to continue from the big man. you know, it's a lot been said about the strikers at Celtic. Any actual injured. We lost Adam Ida. We've lost Kyogo. We didn't sign anybody in the January transfer window. Now, if this guy can come in, John, and do that every single week, we'll not be too far away, will we? I'll give him a 9 as well, John. Did you say 9? I'll give him a 9 anyway.
Aye, 9 for me as well. Aye.
Yeah, okay. Right, John, fair play. And just a wee quick one on one of the subs, the young lad that came on, Osmand, John, Callum Osmand. He's just full of the joys of life, the boy, isn't he? There's a breath of fresh air listening to him after the game, like you say, John. Just over-excitement, like a wee Wayne. Scoring a goal for his school team, John. Absolutely brilliant, Callum. Brilliant, son. Keep up the hard work. Because I thought, apart from his goal, John, apart from that, he was in and about their defence. Absolutely brilliant. But he was only on for that half hour, John. So what did you think?
I like the wee guy. He's very likeable. He's very likeable. He's always got a big smile on his face. I thought the wee man did well when he came on in it. Look, he's in the right place at the right time for that wonderful assist from Kieran Tierney. Maybe mark him up as well, actually. But Callum Osmand smashes that ball into the net and had another couple of chances, you know. So good performance from the wee man. Time he was on the park, give him a 7.
Yeah. What a goal. And a Glasgow Derby goal for his first goal for Celtic. Brilliant, son. 7.5 for me. All right, John. Kieran Tierney, as you say, you mentioned him the other now. Came on, didn't have much time in the game, did he? But he did play that 35, 40 minutes, wasn't it? He's still not quite yourself, Kieran. But he did fizz in that ball and did a couple of good stuff, other good things in the game as well, John. But and a good assist there to end the game, to finish the game in Celtic's favour. What did you think?
I did okay when he came on, Kieran. I think he steadied the ship a wee bit, it looked like to me. I think Sriracha run his guts out, hadn't he? Kieran did well when he came on. We didn't feel like we'd lost anything, to be honest with you, strength-wise. Thought Kieran did okay as well. He gets a 6.5 for me.
Yeah, okay, John. Yeah, it's hard to mark up a player that's not been on the park for long. But that what an assist, I'll give him a 7 just for that assist alone. Brilliant. It just put us everybody eased into that goal, that assist, and the finish for the wee man. I actually thought the ball went directly into the net from Kieran Tierney, John. I didn't know that Callum Osmand got a touch to it until I saw the replay. So I thought Kieran had actually scored. I was jumping for joy either way. But that wraps it up then, John. That wraps up the 1 to 10 individual player scoring. It's just a man in the match for you, John.
Tough, very tough. I'm torn between Liam Scales and Austin Trusty and Callum McGregor. Oh, it's a tough one. Well, Anthony Ralston as well. Great game from Anthony Ralston.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Who are you going for?
I'm going to go for Ralston, John. I'm going for Ralston because he's had a hard time at Celtic, John. He's had to wait his time out on the bench. He's coming on as substitutes for Alistair Johnson playing so well. But the day, John, he was flawless and he was brave and he could pass the ball and he was just everywhere on the park. If Tony Ralston plays like that every week, John, there's no way in this world anybody else is getting a game before him. Let's put it that way, John. So I'm giving the man of the match to Tony Ralston, and he got involved in them getting sent down to 10 men as well, John. So that sort of eased the pressure slightly for us in that one. So although they did play better with 10 men, to be fair to them, but no, Tony Ralston, my man of the match.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I can see why you went for that. Wee Dyson giving them handles there when they get kicked. Brilliant. But I thought it was Liam Scales at first. I just seen somebody with blonde hair running towards him and shoving him. It was Dyson. I'm shocked it's Dyson. It's not like him.
He doesn't like them, but does he? He's never has liked them, so he always gets involved, John. Yeah.
Dyson. Anyway, my man of the match. This is tough, Sander. Very, very tough. I could pick Ralston, Scales, or Trusty. I could pick any one of them, but because you picked Tony Ralston, I'm going to go for Liam Scales. No, I'm not. It's so tough, this man. It's so tough. It really is so tough. Austin Trusty filled me with absolute confidence watching him. I knew he wasn't losing any of the battles for 120 minutes. I had nothing but complete trust in him. I'm going to give it to big Austin Trusty, Xander.
Okay, John. Big Trusty gets it for you, and any one of them could have won it, John. Ralston, Trusty, Scalesy, Callum, even the big man up front, Johnny Kenny. Any one of them, John, could have won man of the match.
Absolutely, aye.
Yeah. We'll give it to them all. How's that then?
I'd give them all the ones with high scorers were. But look, it was very hard to pick a man in the match today. It really was. But for me, the three in the defence, Ralston, Trusty, Scales, even Sriracha as well. He was outstanding in his own. He ran his guts out, that boy. But honestly, when I was watching Trusty, I was thinking nothing is getting past this boy today, and it was the same against Falkirk. He was commanding and filled me with confidence. That's why I went for him, Xander. Scales was the same, so was Ralston, but Trusty for me.
Yeah, can we give it to one, can't we? All right, John. All right. That's it. We're done for the day. I need to get up the road. It's been a brilliant day, John. It's been a brilliant Sunday, John. A tremendous Sunday. Happy Sundays, John. Absolutely. The feeling of joy just now, John. I know we're going to have to come back down to earth eventually. We've got a big game in Europe in midweek against the top of the table, John Michelin, top of the table. So that ain't going to be easy, but we've got King Martin and Charles John. Can he work his magic again?
Oh, it's hard to say, isn't it? Michelin, like I says, we just beat bottom of the table today. And we've got to play top of the table. Good one. It's a bit of I was just looking at fresh comments before you goes under fresh ones. It's just come in after the game. If you want me to blast through a couple.
Yeah, run through them, John. Yeah, go for it.
Just very quickly, Martin Hector Nickel Pickle. I'm just loving life, he says. Thanks, Celtic. Thank you. He loves it. Oh, well done, Martin. Thanks for that, mate. We're enjoying it as well, man.
Yeah. Get yourself a wee celebratory number tonight, everybody. Get yourself a wee refreshment, yeah.
Oh, definitely. Well, I don't drink, but I'll have a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Donegal Doll says, yes, Kenny. She's sitting at half time, I think. Well done, Donegal Doll. Aye.
Donegal Doll, one of our new regulars, John. Welcome, Donegal Doll. And she's obviously going to have a refreshment as well, as am I, John. Keep them coming. Keep the comments coming, John.
Thanks, Donegal Doll. Nice to see you on the comments regularly. We like to hear from our regulars and good luck in the table.
Yeah, good luck.
Paul, just shout a few shout outs. Paul McComb says 6-2. I says that as well, jokingly before the game. Thanks, Paul.
And John, by the way, it's right to interrupt, right? I mean, at 3-1 with 10 minutes, they were on their knees. There was a bit of time there for another couple, wasn't there?
Oh, absolutely, aye. I thought that could have been a cricket score the day, Xander, the amount of chances Celtic created.
Yeah, and can you imagine Martin came out of that game with a 5-1? You know, can you imagine that, John, with a 5-1? Yeah, his first game in charge of a Glasgow derby after 20 odd years. But 3-1 will take it all day long.
Absolutely. Delighted with that, Xander. Absolutely buzzing with that. Someone else's nostalgia says a few years ago this was hard one to predict. He thought it was going to be 0-0. I thought 2 each. I thought it was going to be a draw in extra time. I was right with the draw in extra time, but sadly I picked 2 each and no 1 each. Thanks, someone else's nostalgia.
Yeah, cheers, pal.
V-Dom says, I'm glad Rodgers is gone. Couldn't stand his style of play and lack of a plan B. He cruised his whole career with luck and poor opposition. Good riddance, Rodgers. It's a bit unfair, I think.
Good riddance is harsh. So the guy he's just walked away and left his 4 trophies, John. So that's very harsh. But no, it's not a day for gloom and doom. I know he's talking about, by the way, his style of play. His style of play in the end was quite poor. It really was. The players just weren't playing for him, let's be honest. So he's got a point there, definitely. But, 4 trophies in 2 years, we can't complain about that, can we?
Absolutely not. I'm not complaining with what Brendan delivered. He delivered his 4 trophies in his second tenure at Celtic. Absolutely delighted with that. Thank you, Brendan. We'll always remember them fondly.
Yeah, and always welcome at Celtic Park, by the way, John. Always welcome.
Aye, well, like I says, this is the third time I've said this. There's always 2 sides to a story, but what I will say, and agree with Dom there, is Brendan's style of play was starting to bore me rigid, Xander. And I think most Celtic fans were the same. And I'm sure a lot of Celtic fans agree with him in saying good riddance to Rodgers. But I'm no one of them. What I take out of that is I grew up in the hard times watching Celtic where we won nothing. And Brendan left us with 4 trophies. And I'll be eternally grateful for that.
Exactly. Well said, John. Well said. As you say, it's maybe different, eras, where maybe younger ones are that used to success, but whereas we were brought up in the 90s where we won nothing, John. So 4 trophies in a couple of years, we'll take that all day.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Brendan, and I look forward to hearing his side of the story. But I agree with one thing Tom says was his style of playing then was boring me rigid, and he's gone and we need to live with that. But I don't wish any ill feeling on the guy. Anyway, moving on. Colin Stewart says, Niagara to score first. Did Celtic to win 2-1? Thanks, Collins. Unlucky.
Yes, Collins. Unlucky, pal. Who did score first? Johnny Kenny. I think a few had Johnny Kenny, but the wrong score. And by the way, John, just as you mentioned that, the competition for the Michelin game is going to be on the Wednesday's podcast. But if you want to put your correct score guess in for this podcast, feel free. Just feel free. Get your guess in there just now if you want. Remember, it's away from home, so it's going to be very tough. But if you want to get your guess in just now, put it in this video, or you can wait till Wednesday. It's up to you.
Aye, well, that's fair enough. Donegal Doll thought 2-1 and she guessed Kenny to score first. Well done, Donegal Doll, but sadly you don't get the bonus point. You need to get the score as well, pal.
Yeah, she's unlucky there, isn't she? She 2-1. I mean, we had the chances. We had the chances to get that result in the 90 minutes, John, didn't we? We really did. Pretty wasteful, actually, some of the chances, weren't they? But, beggars can't be choosers. We beat the Rangers, John, at Hampden yet again. Many times as that we've beat them over the last 10 years at Hampden. Plenty of times. They go home with their tail between their legs and we go home to party, John. So that's the bottom line.
Tail between the legs and a golf club penalty.
Aye, unbelievable. Anyway, John, any other comments, buddy?
They're absolutely. I will do a batter through them, Xander. Billy McGonigal says, no, Rangers will win. Unlucky Billy. I think you're living in an alternative universe there.
I saw that comment, actually, and I left that on because he wasn't cheeky or anything, just thinks Rangers will win. That's fair enough. Don't mind comments. Rangers supporters coming on, leaving their comments, feel free. But as long as you're not nasty. If you're nasty, you get blocked, you get deleted, blah, blah, blah. I've said it 1,000 times. But no, that was Billy's thoughts. But how wrong was he?
Aye, very. Thanks, Billy.
You can't come on making comments like that when you've got King Martin in charge. Come on.
No, you can't. It's Martin O'Neill's at the helm. Martin O'Neill's got to look after himself, Xander. He was getting a bit excited on that touchline. He's got to remember his age. He's got for 74 in a couple of weeks.
I've got to admit, I was a wee bit concerned. He still thinks he's 45, doesn't he, Martin? No, he's got to take it easy. He can do his managerial stuff without jumping about like that. Unless he's fit as a flea, he's probably fitter than me, actually. But he's brilliant. I mean, we had the King of Kings, Henrik Larsson, John. We've now got the King of Kings in Martin O'Neill. Absolutely superb.
Brilliant, Martin. Brilliant. Absolutely loved his interview after the game as well. What an absolute legend Martin O'Neill is. Love it in bits. Anyway,
sorry to interrupt, John. That interview is going to be linked to this video. So if you want to watch the Martin's interview, it's directly below or above this video. So just click on it and give it a wee watch.
Aye, right, just blast through a couple of mentions now, Xander, because it's getting time. That's almost an hour, so let's blast through a couple of honourable mentions. One club since 1888. Hello, mate. Thanks for your comment. You guessed 1-0.
1-0, is it? Unlucky. Yeah, thanks for the comment. Keep the comments coming in, everybody. Keep them coming in.
Aye, we would never sell our club. How you doing, pal? She's seen the Sevco game against Hibs the other night. Because she doesn't have Celtic TV. You need to get yourself Celtic TV. We would never sell a club. You need to get yourself the Tick TV, enjoy the moments. And saying that, Celtic TV is pretty poor. You're not missing much apart from the game.
Yeah, it can be quite poor as well, actually, the game, because it freezes, pauses, blah, blah, blah. Anyway,
thanks.
Yeah, get yourself Celtic TV. There's ways of getting it.
Well, we have ways and means. Martin Nichol, how you doing, Martin? We already mentioned you earlier. Martin's left about 1 million comments, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, thank you, Martin, for leaving the comments, because it helps the channel, John. All these comments help the channel, and he's just an avid Celtic supporter. I would just love it a bit. So keep the comments coming in, Martin. Cheers, pal, and everybody else that leaves their comments.
Oh, I will love your Martin. I love Martin a bits. Fantastic. He's a good guy, Martin. Thank you, Martin.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Keep the comments coming, pal.
Chris D says 3-1 to Celtic is my guess, but sadly, Chris, you need to do it in the 90 minutes, mate.
I feel for him. I feel there was a few there, when they said 3-1. But we did state the rules on the podcast the other day there, John. It has to be in the 90 minutes. Very unlucky, Chris. I think Bossman A said 3-1 as well, actually, John. He was another comment. Bossman A said 3-1 to Celtic, but it was in extra time, John, so it also doesn't count for Bossman A. Just keep your guesses coming in, everybody.
Roseanne, the legend Roseanne, says, love the wee spooky movie there. Is that zombies in the graveyard?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was Halloween, and I thought I'd make it a wee bit spooky, you know, on the podcast. There was a few wee comments enjoyed it, so it was worth my while, I suppose.
Good wee video, running a full length of the podcast in the background there. Fantastic, Xander, well done. And
Yeah,
it's good wee video. Is that your old artificial intelligence stuff?
No. That's just my editing app, John, I use to make all my videos. There's no AI involved in that. No, that's just a filter.
All right, that's good. I really enjoyed watching that. It's good stuff.
Yeah, cheers, John. Cheers, buddy. It's good to get a wee bit of appreciation. Love it. Thank you very much. Makes it worthwhile, you know.
Rosanna also says she was shocked to see Martin O'Neill back, but a good shock. She says she's going for 2-1 because of the refs. Well, you're no far wrong there, Roseanne, because there wasn't the ref, but your man, the son of Igor Dallas on the VAR. What an animal.
Andrew Dallas, yeah, pathetic. We did speak about him in the preview, John, but we always get it right when we come to the guys that we know are going to try and hinder us, John. Your Andrew Dallases of this world, your McLean's of this world. Who's the other one? I mean, Beaton's okay. He doesn't bother me as much anymore, but there was another, I can't remember. Don Robertson. Yeah, he's the other one.
Robertson.
Yeah.
Robertson's an animal, I know, aye. Anyway, moving on, Xander. James Dora, how you doing, mate? James thought 2-0 to the Celtic. Thanks, James, and unlucky, mate.
Yeah, unlucky, buddy. We did think it was going to be a low score, didn't we? So, unlucky, pal. Keep the comments coming in.
Aye, thanks, James. Sorry, Xander, I'm rushing ahead here, trying to battle through them.
Yeah, go for it. I'll not say anything, John. You just rattle through them, right?
Claire says 2-1 to Celtic. Martin says 4-2 and then changed his mind and says 4-1. You get one guess, Martin. You can't just... and then it says 4-0.
No, you can actually change your mind, John, as long as it's in that before the kick-off. Remember, that's absolutely no problem.
But you've got to know what one's first. It says 4-1, 4-0 and 4-2. Well, come on, Martin, you can't just pick three results and then come back and say after the game, well, I said that. You get one shot, Martin. Use it well, mate.
But he didn't get any of them right, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, Martin's mental, isn't he?
He's good. He's funny. Right, John.
That's it, Xander. Just a few honourable shout-outs there to our good regulars, and aye. I hope you're all happy, everybody, enjoying your Sunday, because I certainly am, and there's a lot of salt in there. Salty tears coming from a certain part of the city this evening. I hope they're wallowing in their miseries under a wee sausage supper to cheer them up.
Brilliant, John. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, well, I tell you what, I'll not be doing. I'll not be wallowing in any misery tonight, because I'm heading up the road and I'm going to celebrate. And I advise every Celtic supporter to do the same. Chill out, relax, have a wee drink. Drink responsibly, of course, but have a wee drink, celebrate, because it's been a tough few weeks and it looks as though we're back on track. All right, John, sum it up for us, buddy. Hello.
Well, that was me summing it up, Xander, to be honest with you. But it's just been a fantastic Sunday, hasn't it? The day dragged in. I was up really early this morning, and the day just totally dragged in, especially the last half out of kick-offs. Like, come on, man. Eventually it kicks off, and as soon as the ball was kicked off, for some reason I had a wee surge of confidence through me. I just thought, I did predict we would win this game. I had a feeling we would win it. We did win it. I thought we won it comfortably. A lot of bad refereeing decisions, or VAR decisions, if you like. But I thought the referee was okay. He handled it pretty well. Walsh, I thought he did okay. But look, it's all about Celtic, innit? We won the game. I'm happy for the players. I'm happy for the fans. I'm delighted for Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney. Just a fantastic day, Xander. And I'll enjoy this one for another couple of weeks. Anybody that feels entitled by stuff like this, I think you need to live in the real world. It's a game of football, and you're never guaranteed to win cups and stuff like that. So just enjoy the moment, everybody. It's been a brilliant Sunday. Enjoy it. Just like I will the night with a cup of coffee or something like that. But just delighted, Xander. Fantastic Sunday. Almost in tears thinking about it.
Yeah, brilliant. Well summed up, John. Okay, that's it. We'll be back on Wednesday, folks. St Mirren standing away of yet another cup. So we'll wait and see what happens in December. But at least we're there. We're in the final. Congratulations to the boys. Congratulations to Martin. Congratulations to Sean Maloney and all the players and the background staff and all the supporters. Get home, get celebrating, enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it. And we'll catch everybody on Wednesday. Right, John. Hail, hail for now. We'll see you on Wednesday, buddy.
See you Wednesday, Xander. Hail, hail, mate.
Hail, hail, John. Yes!
It's looking good. It's looking good.